quantum management, quantum thinking for problem solving. Hi. Let's talk about how leaders approach problem solving and why traditional binary thinking is no longer enough in today's complex business world. Many organizations still rely on mechanistic, cause and effect decision-making, where challenges are seen as linear problems with fixed solutions. But in reality, business challenges are multidimensional, interconnected, and ever-evolving. The best leaders don't just seek one answer. They explore multiple perspectives, weigh various factors, and embrace uncertainty. I've seen companies struggle because they force problems into oversimplified choices, this or that, win or lose, right or wrong. They look for quick fixes rather than systemic solutions. But in today's world, problems aren't isolated. They're influenced by market trends, customer behaviors, technology shifts, and internal dynamics. The most effective leaders understand that business is more like a quantum system than a machine. Everything is interconnected, and solutions emerge from seeing the bigger picture. One of the most powerful shifts in problem solving comes when leaders move away from either-or thinking and adopt both and thinking. Instead of choosing between efficiency or innovation, cost-cutting or growth, stability or adaptability, quantum leaders ask, how can we integrate both? I've seen organizations find groundbreaking solutions simply by challenging their own assumptions and exploring hybrid strategies. A great example of quantum problem solving is in strategic decision-making. I once worked with a company that was debating whether to invest in automation or hire more skilled employees. The traditional way of thinking forced them into a binary decision: cut costs through automation or invest in people. But by applying a quantum approach, leadership reframed the challenge. Instead of choosing one, they explored how automation could free up employees to focus on higher-value creative work. The result was a smarter, more efficient organization that strengthened both technology and human capital. Quantum thinking also transforms how businesses handle uncertainty. Many leaders try to eliminate risk altogether, but that often leads to missed opportunities and rigid strategies that collapse under change. The best leaders don't fear uncertainty. They use it as a source of innovation. They test multiple scenarios, embrace experimentation, and treat failure as a learning tool rather than a setback. I've seen companies succeed not because they had the perfect plan, but because they were willing to evolve their approach based on real-time feedback. Another key aspect of quantum problem solving is collaboration across disciplines. Traditional leadership assumes that each department solves its own problems independently, but the most innovative solutions come from cross-functional collaboration. I've seen engineering teams help marketing rethink how they communicate technical features, and finance teams work with product teams to create new revenue models. When organizations break down silos and invite diverse perspectives into problem solving, they uncover solutions that wouldn't have been obvious through a single lens. Quantum problem solving isn't about finding a single perfect answer. It's about exploring possibilities, embracing complexity, and making decisions that evolve with changing conditions. The best leaders don't look for certainty. They build systems that allow them to navigate complexity with agility and insight. The real question is, are we limiting ourselves by forcing problems into rigid, binary choices, or are we expanding our thinking to discover multidimensional solutions? Embracing uncertainty in leadership. Imagine a manager named Alex. Alex started out believing that good leadership meant having all the answers, setting clear goals, and ensuring strict execution. But over time, Alex realized that the world doesn't work that way anymore. Markets shift overnight, new technologies disrupt industries, and what worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. The more Alex tried to control everything, the more stressed their team became, and the more innovation stalled. One day, Alex stumbled upon the concept of quantum uncertainty. In quantum physics, particles don't exist in a single state until they are observed. They exist in multiple possibilities at once. This idea clicked. Leadership isn't about having one fixed plan. It's about holding multiple possibilities at once, adapting to real-time feedback, and embracing the unknown. Instead of feeling trapped by not knowing all the answers, Alex began cultivating curiosity, flexibility, and a willingness to experiment. Instead of demanding immediate solutions, Alex encouraged the team to explore different perspectives, test multiple ideas, and iterate based on what they learned. A culture of adaptability and discovery replaced fear of failure. One of the first real tests of Alex's new mindset came when the company faced an unexpected challenge, a major product launch delay due to supply chain issues. In the old leadership style, Alex would have panicked, pushed harder, and demanded a quick fix. But instead, Alex gathered the team and asked, "What if this delay is an opportunity? What can we learn from this?" The team, inspired by the shift in thinking, began exploring alternative solutions. They reached out to existing customers for feedback, refined internal processes, and even found a secondary supplier that reduced long-term costs. What seemed like a crisis became a breakthrough moment for the company. Instead of reacting out of fear, they adapted intelligently, creating a more resilient business model. Multidimensional thinking over binary choices. One of the biggest shifts in quantum problem solving is moving away from either-or thinking and embracing multiple possibilities at once. Instead of choosing between efficiency or innovation, cost-cutting or growth, stability or adaptability, quantum leaders ask, how can we integrate both? Navigating complexity instead of fighting it. Alex also began to see that complexity isn't a problem to solve, it's a reality to navigate. Many leaders try to eliminate complexity by imposing rigid rules, but in doing so, they limit flexibility and stifle innovation. Instead of resisting complexity, Alex learned to harness it. Rather than trying to create one perfect, unchangeable strategy, Alex encouraged teams to develop multiple approaches in parallel. Instead of assuming that one market trend would define the future, they explored multiple trends simultaneously, preparing for different possibilities. Instead of relying on a single supplier, a single product direction, or a single marketing channel, Alex and the team built a diverse, resilient strategy that allowed them to shift directions as needed. This approach transformed how the company made decisions. Instead of seeing complexity as an obstacle, it became a tool for strategic advantage. The team no longer feared uncertainty. They developed the mindset that they didn't need all the answers up front. They just needed the ability to adapt. The quantum effect of leadership perception. One of the most powerful shifts in Alex's leadership was realizing that how they approached problems shaped how their team responded. If Alex radiated stress, urgency, and fear, the team followed suit, playing it safe, avoiding risk, and focusing on short-term fixes. But when Alex projected calm, curiosity, and an openness to multiple solutions, the team became more creative, collaborative, and engaged. This is the quantum observer effect in action. Just as observing a particle changes its behavior, how a leader engages with challenges shapes how teams approach them. If a leader approaches uncertainty with panic, teams will default to rigid thinking and risk aversion. But if a leader sees uncertainty as a space of possibility, teams will experiment, iterate, and innovate. By changing how Alex viewed challenges, encouraged discussion, and framed decision-making, the company's culture shifted. Employees felt more empowered, less afraid of failure, and more willing to explore unconventional solutions. What had once been a rigid, slow-moving organization became a dynamic, adaptable team that could pivot quickly and seize opportunities faster than competitors. Quantum problem solving is about mindset, not just methods. Quantum thinking and problem solving isn't just about using a different framework. It's about developing a different mindset. Leaders who embrace uncertainty, integrate multiple perspectives, and see complexity as a strength rather than a weakness are the ones who drive real progress. Alex's transformation wasn't about adopting one new technique. It was about embracing a fundamental shift in leadership. The best leaders today aren't those who have all the answers. They are those who ask the best questions, create environments of adaptability, and empower their teams to explore beyond traditional boundaries. The real question is, are we limiting ourselves by trying to force problems into simple answers? Or are we expanding our thinking to navigate complexity with intelligence, creativity, and agility?